Welcome to Silver Bar Stacker, folks. I hope everybody's doing well and having a happy Tuesday. Well, we've got a good one for you today, folks. I've got a new Liberty piece, which I have not shown on the channel before. In fact, I've never even seen it before or even held one before, and so I'm very, very excited to be unboxing that today. But before we get to that, I wanted to go ahead and do a second drawing for this week's SBS drop. We actually, as soon as we had aired yesterday's drawing for the first 3 entrants of this week's SBS drop, we actually had another entrant, a 4th entrant. And so today we are going to be kicking things off by drawing the stack pack for that 4th entrant, who has a chance of winning today either a 1982 Sunshine Mining round, still in the original factory seal, a 1986 Sunshine Mining round, also still in the original factory seal, or finally a Sunshine Mining Coors Light bar. Coors Light Silver Bullet bar, 1 ounce of silver, and this one is produced by the Sunshine Mining Company as well. So all 3 of these pieces are Sunshine Mining vintage pieces, okay? And these are all from the 80s. And so our entrant number 4 has a chance of winning one of these 3. And so there's actually 2 slots still available for this week's SBS drop, and that, you know, may or may not be around for a while, because we're already preparing for next week's drop, this upcoming Sunday's drop, which, by the way, folks, those drops may happen earlier than Sunday. So far, up until this point, they've always happened like clockwork on Sunday, but sometimes we might catch you by surprise. We might end the drop for that week early and start the new one fresh. So always be refreshing on the site and keeping an eye out, because you never know when they're going to creep up on you, right? And so those individuals who are consistently browsing the store, they'll be the first ones to pop it up. And those who are subscribed and have clicked that bell notification so that they're subscribed here, we don't post up any drops until we've premiered the video here on the YouTube channel first. So if you're subscribed and you have a bell notification, I mean, other than being JK Pioneer first, everybody else, in order to compete with him, you're going to really need to set that bell notification so you get your notifications about these premieres when we announce the drops each week. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this next stack pack drawn for today's entrant. Well, these are going in the infamous SBS pillowcase. In fact, let's go ahead and make sure we shuffle these up a little bit. And they're going right in there, and we're going to go ahead. In fact, let's go ahead and seal this for a bit. And let's go ahead and make sure that we give this a nice shaking to make sure it's nice and fair. Okay, and then, whoops. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the lucky fingertips, right? And we're just going to go in and grab whatever's the first item. Whatever's the first item. Boom. Oh, wow. A Coors Light bar. Wow. He or she actually ended up grabbing what, in my opinion, is the last grand prize. So they ended up getting the Coors Light bar, and so this thing is going to be shipped out today to our 4th entrant. And so now all that's left inside the Sunshine Mining SBS drop for this week would be 2 additional Sunshine Mining rounds. And so if anybody ends up securing one of these last 2 slots, you're basically going to be guaranteed a round, but it's unsure which date you're going to get, but you're going to be guaranteed to get one of these 2 rounds. The entries are $35, and so that's going to be up there until it's there, and you know, it'll either sell out or we'll be ready for the next drop, and we'll discontinue this drop and we'll be ready for the next one. So if anybody's interested in snagging one of these for $35, they're still available. $35 out the door. That is cheaper, I think, than what we're selling the actual round for. I mean, definitely it's cheaper because that's the incentive of the drop. But you know, even if these drops end up running out or we end up stopping the drop, you can always pick up Sunshine Mining rounds. There's always a dedicated serialized stack pack line dedicated to Sunshine Mining products, and so there's always pretty much always a Sunshine Mining bar around available on the site, at the very least on our serialized stack pack line of Sunshine Mining products. And in fact, we have a Coors Light, a serialized stack pack line as well. And in fact, we went over that yesterday, but somebody already scooped up that first aluminum token, and so now the second Coors Light stack pack is up, the serialized one. So anyways, congrats on today's winner. I'm going to get this one packed up and shipped out to you today as well. So congrats to you, number 4, on scooping up the last Coors bar, the last Coors Light bar. I'm going to be shipping these out with the remaining 3 entrants who won yesterday and who were drawn yesterday, and they're already packed up and ready to go. So we'll get this thing situated first thing this morning. But before we do that, let's go ahead and crack open into this wonderful Liberty purchase that I have. And so, as you know, with the Liberty pieces, there is a wide variety. You may or may not be aware of that, but there's a wide variety of Liberty bars and rounds that are out there. And when I talk about Liberty, I'm not just talking about something with the Statue of Liberty on it. There's many products that have the Statue of Liberty on it, but when it comes down to vintage items, pieces with Liberty on it, and the ones that I specifically collect, I'm specifically talking about the MTB Liberty items. And so MTB was Manfra Tordello & Brooks. This was a bank from back in the day, and they created these, they had these Liberty bars and rounds created by a wide variety of refiners. And so some of those refiners were Engelhard, Johnson Matthey, which are my 2 favorite. Those are 2 of my favorite refiners to collect. So Johnson Matthey, Engelhard, and then in fact also the Mexican Mint also produced some stuff for them. And so from my understanding, based off of information that JK Pioneer has provided me, and I'm not going to quote him on this, but I'm just providing my, where I've learned this information. From my understanding is that the Liberty pieces, and so these are the Liberty pieces that I've kind of collected over my stacking, reign of stacking. So, these are not vintage. These are just some Volcambi Swiss Liberty bars that I just tossed inside my Liberty box. But, this, for example, right here is a 1 ounce. You see what I was talking about? Manfred Tordello & Brooks. So Manfred Tordello & Brooks was a bank that basically had these bars and rounds created for them. And so initially they started off, I believe, with Engelhard, from my understanding, based off what JK told me. And so they would work with Engelhard initially, but then eventually what ended up happening was that I guess Engelhard stuff was a little bit too expensive, and so after that they moved on to Johnson Matthey and started having Johnson Matthey produce their stuff. And so this right here, for example, is a Johnson Matthey, right? So this is a Johnson Matthey Liberty bar, 1 ounce Liberty bar, still in the original factory seal, came with the assay card. And so I'm not sure if you can see that there, but there on the bottom, oh boy, you can't see it really, but there on the bottom is a JM Hammer logo. Wish you could see that a little bit better, but well, I can't show it. That's okay. Believe it. There's a JM Hammer logo on the bottom there. Here's an example of a Liberty round that comes with the original packaging, and in fact, this one is a Engelhard round. And so over here, you'll see on the bottom there's a little E inside a little square there. So this is an Engelhard, but Johnson Matthey also produced rounds like this as well, and so this is an Engelhard round as well. But I think I have some. This is an Engelhard as well. So there's, for the rounds, they come in different dates. There's an 85, there's an 86. I believe the 86 is a little bit more rare. Engelhard produced them. Johnson Matthey produced them. Sometimes they come with the assay card for these bars and rounds. So there's just a whole smorgasbord. They come in a 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce variety. There's even some 100 ounce bars out there. Engelhard has produced some Liberty 100 ounce bars that are machine finish. Boy, are they cool. They're only like 25 minted though, and those bars, there's only like 25 of them out there, and they were only reserved for people who had accounts at MTB Bank with over $100,000 in them. And having $100,000 in a bank account was no small feat back in the day, and so there's probably only like 25 people who qualified for such a thing who were gifted a 100 ounce silver bar produced by Engelhard for MTB with the freaking Liberty on it. How cool is that? 25 of them out there. I doubt you'll ever see one of those available for sale. Now, Johnson Matthey, on the other hand, had also created a pressed 100-ounce bar for MTB. I'm assuming that's at a later time because Johnson Matthey started producing stuff for MTB at a later time. But that's a really cool bar. In fact, I've seen one available up for sale on Fleabay, and it's just been sitting there, but boy, is it a cool bar. I don't think I can pull the trigger on something like that, but boy, is it cool. But that's a significantly higher mintage, right? There's a lot of those out there, so even if, that one is priced a little bit high, and so, but reasonable in my opinion, but it's like if that thing sells, there's a chance that another one might pop up as well, right? So that's what it comes down to. Now, outside of Engelhard and Johnson Matthey, now Johnson Matthey has a wide variety of Liberty. There's many variations, I think, of the Liberty when it comes to Johnson Matthey. And so that's the thing about Johnson Matthey, is that Johnson Matthey kind of has a wide variety, right? They have a lot of obscure, low mintage, many varieties of things, whereas Engelhard has a few types. They have a big variety too, but not as big of a variety as JM, I would say. So outside of JM and Engelhard, though, MTB also had the Mexican Mint actually create stuff for them. And so for the Engelhard stuff, you'll see a little E on the back of the Liberty bars and rounds. For the Johnson Matthey, you'll see a JM Hammer logo on the back of the bars and rounds. And then for the Mexican Mint, you'll see an MO. You'll see an MO logo on the back of the Liberty bar round. And so I do believe I've collected, if I'm not mistaken, one round. I do believe one round by MTB, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me go ahead and see if I can find that. Yeah, this is not at the Engelhard. So like this one, for example. I think this is an MO. Or is this a JM? Yeah, I think this is an MO. But anyways, let's go ahead and crack open this box, because that's what I really would like to check out. Let's stop inspecting all the past purchases and get into the new purchases. I know that's what we're waiting for. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's crack open this and see what the heck we're talking about. Because this is something I haven't showed you before, whereas all the stuff in that box I probably have showed you before. It's a chunker, and it's round too. It's a round chunker. Check this out. This is a 10-ounce Liberty round. Now this is by far the biggest round that I've ever purchased and probably will ever purchase, but this is something that I've been eyeing down for quite a while. And I really needed to have this. And once I finally did a little bit more research and figured out what the heck it was that I was looking at, I had to pull the trigger. Now, when I was talking about the MO logo, that's right there. And so this is something that was produced by the Mexican Mint. Check that out. 4.9 fine silver, 10 troy ounce, MO, Liberty Trade silver. This is produced by the Mexican Mint, and this is the only piece of its kind that I have. I do have a 1-ounce round also produced by the Mexican Mint, but which is quite a cool round actually. I've not seen one of those available, I don't believe. It's the only one I have, but this is also the only one I have. A 10-ounce Liberty round. How cool is this? 1886 Centennial. This is from 1986. And look at that. Look at that beauty. A little bit of a ribbed edge there. 0.49 fine silver, 10 troy ounces. Copyright 1988. Interesting. So I guess they produced this in 1988, maybe. So anyways, I just was super duper excited to pick this up, and so I thought, you know, in addition to the drawing, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a dive onto the Liberty products and also check out this piece that I was very, very excited about. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Cheers!